Water, earth, fire, air. My
Suppity sup flappers, welcome back to another video brought to you by yours truly, Walrus. In today's video, I will break down ZhongLi, his weapons, artifacts, and team build. With mixed reactions from the community, I do feel that people have been greatly affected by how much this character was hyped. People, this character is meant to be just another 5-star. He has a purpose and a role. He is not the end-all be-all of 5 stars. So with that said, remember to like and subscribe to help push the channel to 10,000 subs before the end of the year. The truth is, even if just 1/10 of the viewers who watch and like my videos end up subscribing, we would easily smash through 10,000. So take your mouse and gently give a love tap to that subscribe button and turn that bell on. Thank you for that. Now, onto the video. So, with ZhongLi, as you may have all tested, his normal attacks are underwhelming. In fact, through most of the free testings, he's quite underwhelming. A single strong suit is how quickly he can get his burst skill, but what if I told you that those free testing characters that we have been given to test have been poorly built for him? ZhongLi's normal attack scaling may be on the low side, but that has not stopped him from dealing over 5k crits. He can still be built for potent physical damage. However, at this point, I think the community just does not want to accept the fact that he was made to be a support, DPS, and utility. It's hard to accept that someone so flashy and so cool has to resort to being secondary. And I get that. I, like many of you, was extremely hyped for his release, hoping to build him as a main DPS, and was a little disappointed through the test run and his quest line. However, through further testing, it has become obvious that the power is there. We just have to draw it out. So let's get started with weapons. If you are dead set on building Big Daddy Zhong as a main DPS, we have to solve the problem of his physical damage. As ZhongLi hits for white damage, we have to beef up his normal and charge attacks, which means 3-star options are out of the question. If you are building him as your main DPS, even with him being a 5-star, he will be suboptimal with 3-star weapons. For 4-star weapons, go for the Crescent Pike. This will be the weapon 90% of players will run for main DPS ZhongLi. With this weapon, you can get great output for very little input. 5-star option for main DPS, Vortex Vanquisher is the best for him as a main DPS, but Primordial Jade is also great, but is not as potent due to the time it takes to stack its effects, ultimately limiting the way you play ZhongLi. Now, ZhongLi can also fill the role of support DPS and also elemental support. For support DPS, Crescent Pike will still be a great choice. This weapon has quick passive activation, which gives you great versatility. With ZhongLi, you can proc it effortlessly. Now, also, you can consider the Favonius Lance if you prefer a less physical build and rely on his burst and skill. Moving on to 5-star options. Vortex Vanquisher is still the best, followed by Skyward Spine. The reason Primordial Jade is not recommended in a support position is because you will not get as much field time as a main, which adds further burden to how long it will take to stack the Primordial Jade. You will get better results even just using Crescent Pike. So, moving on to artifacts. This is when things get complicated because ZhongLi is just way too versatile. He can assume so many roles in a team and oftentimes even 2 ways to play him in the same role. Example being, he can play support DPS with a physical or a geo build. He can play main DPS as a solo carry or semi-solo carry. In the elemental support role, he can be an alt bot or he can be a shield daddy. Name your role and ZhongLi has got you covered. In this guide, I will list some options for him and you will get the idea for yourselves. Starting with main physical DPS, you can run 2-piece Bloodstain and 2-piece Gladiator or 4-piece Bolite depending on your team. 4-piece Gladiator can also be considered as well, but considering how difficult it is to farm up and the result have been barely noticeable, I would suggest the prior mentioned options for main physical DPS. Substats should be attack on everything except cup for physical damage and crit rate for crown. The reason being, ZhongLi's geostructure and burst can crit as well. With the cooldown being so low and high scaling, you want to guarantee the crit, ideally pushing above 80% crit chance. For Geo main DPS, you can run the 2-piece Noblesse and 2-piece Petra. This will hurt your ability to solo carry, as you will not be able to hit for as hard through normal and charge attacks. Oftentimes, you should be running this with a second DPS such as Fischl, who can support when off-field, and Geo Elemental support for more Geo structures to play off. Substats should be the same as first, except Cup should be Geo damage percent. Going into the support DPS position, we are looking at new possibilities. You can go 4-piece Petra to buff your main DPS, as well as run 2-piece Blood and 2-piece Noblesse, with each of these depending on who your main carry is, what your playstyle is, or even just what you have currently available. There's no best set. No one set completely smash the other. The DPS changes and adjusts to who else is on the team, what kind of enemies you are fighting. If you want to choose just one and have him perform relatively well, the 2-piece Noblesse, 2-piece Bloodstained is a good middle ground to fall on. Substats should be attack percent for everything except Cup should be Geo percent. For elemental support, we have more options. At this point, you must understand that ZhongLi is not a one-trick pony. In this position, ZhongLi can run 4-piece Noblesse and become just an alt bot for your team and play full damage utility with shielding and CC. Or he could still rock the 4-piece Petra to give specific elemental buffs. Substats here can get a little crazy. If you are really just running him as a shield and CC bot, you can run HP percentage for artifacts and energy regen. Also, you can run hybrid attack percentage with energy regen. Remember, different playstyle and options become better if you have certain constellations as well. If you have Constellation 2, then building HP becomes even more viable since your burst will give shields. All in all, after playing with him, he is incredibly valuable in your team, whether for solo or co-op. Finally, moving into the team builds. This could take hours to fully break down, so I will assume that you have all got the point and that he can do everything except to be your dedicated healer. And even that, if you get Constellation 6, he can do it. So yeah, let's start him as your main DPS. ZhongLi, Fischl, DIONA, or Qiqi, and Chongyun. Okay, hear me out. If you guys have not tried the Shattering Ice synergy, it's quite interesting. You get a 15% crit rate towards enemies that are affected by cryo or frozen. Plus, for Fischl, you can have near permanent superconduct while also using Chongyun. You can turn ZhongLi into a pseudo cryo character. Of course, you can play around Chongyun's skill to decide whether to get the cryo attacks or not. The main reason for this is to have endless crystallized reaction and to allow your burst skill to get that 15% crit rate buff, which if you build your artifacts right, you should get close to 100% crit rate. And if you have not experienced 100% crit rate, man, give this team a shot and let me know. Artifacts for ZhongLi in this team should be 2-piece Noblesse and 2-piece Bloodstained. You really want to milk the superconduct and burst utility. Second team is for ZhongLi to support DPS, Ningguang main DPS, ZhongLi support with Bennett healer, and Xinyan elemental support. This is a double Geo, double Pyro team. You share DPS positions with Ningguang and can be built many ways. The strength of this team is high burst utility. With Bennett burst skill, you have ZhongLi, Ningguang, and Xinyan who have huge burst damage, which can benefit from Bennett's burst. On top of that, ZhongLi and Xinyan's shield provides great damage absorption for carries to play more aggressive. For this team, if Ningguang is running 4-piece Bolide, you can consider 2-piece Bolide and 2-piece Noblesse for ZhongLi. Otherwise, you can run 2-piece Noblesse and 2-piece Petra. With Ningguang main DPS, ideally you do not want to build ZhongLi physical DPS. Here with Bloodstained, since there's no reason not to use Ningguang auto attack, 4-piece Petra can also work depending on what you are fighting. Now for this team as well, you can flip the role and have ZhongLi as main DPS, Ningguang as support DPS. In that case, then you will build ZhongLi with Bloodstained and maybe 2-piece Gladiator as well. And finally, let's look at ZhongLi for elemental support team. You can have Diluc main DPS, Child support DPS, Bennett healer, and ZhongLi elemental support. This team can replace Diluc with Xiangling, Child with Xingqiu, so understand that it's not a whale team. The focus here is to provide CC utility and shielding for your team. This is when you can consider running 4-piece Noblesse or also 2-piece Noblesse and 2-piece Petra. Substats will be defined through how you want to play him in this position. And that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching to the end. The channel has really gotten amazing support recently and I can't wait to grow with you guys. If this video has helped you, remember to like and subscribe. We are currently on our way to 10,000 subscribers and trying to smash through it before the end of the year. Any bit of help in that regards is greatly appreciated. Remember to also join my Discord as it's new and I am giving away a first 100 role to those who join. This role will come with benefits in the future, so secure that now. At the time of recording, there's only 56 spots remaining. And with that, my time here has come to an end. But worry not, as we will see each other again in the next video. So until then, flappers, stay safe and peace.